Alright, so now that we have logged in our account, now we can add to cart and go to checkout. So simply, the product I'm going to test it on is I'm going to test on the PS5 controller. So normally you just load this link, but sometimes the Selenium doesn't work, so you actually have to type out the word and then look it up in the search bar. So I'll just see this time if it actually goes to the product. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to that certain product. So just simply copy paste this, and then you're going to change the link to the product that you're going for. So I'll just copy this, go back, and then I'll replace it with my link, and I'll paste that. Okay, and then I'll see if it actually works. Probably not, but we'll see. So it loads up. Alright, so it loads it up, opens the browser, signs in, and then I want to load up my product, but for some reason it does not load up the product. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to actually put our value, right, PS5 in here, and then look it up from that way. So again, we're gonna do the inspect from here, same way, inspect from that button. So inspect from the search bar, and we see that the ID is the tool search bot text box. Now we know the input, the ID, and check bar. So we know exactly how to do it this time. So this, we can ignore that for now. Again, because we're logging in our account, there might be a delay, so we just want to add a delay just in case that something happens. And we're gonna click on, we're gonna send values to the search bar, and then we're gonna write PS5. So the way I'm gonna do it, okay. So right here, I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste it right here, under here, and then I need to find where it's located. So it's ID input, and it's an ID. Okay, so here it's ID. It's an ID, and then I'll paste here where the button is located. Of course, I need to change the name here, so I'll call it 3, and then 3 here, and then I'll write PS5 because normally that's where it'd be located, the PS5 controllers. And there you go. And then when we can go back to the page, we simply have to press on that search bar. So it's ID, nav, search, submit button. So again, same thing. Now we just need the click one, and then bada boom, right here, and then that's the ID input. So we have all the information we need. Okay, put it right here. So then when I'll look up PS5, so I'll do it a bit faster so I don't spend a lot of time on this. The item should be right here. So see what it says here. Normally you don't, when you're on this page, you can go to the URL. It's kind of weird, but if you really want to click by using this method, you can simply like do CRS SRC and then click where this is containing like this image, and then it will click on this. Or I don't know, it's kind of weird, but Selenium now, if you're on this page, you're able to go directly to the link itself. So now we can finally use this, and we should be all set, and we should be on the product page if I'm not mistaken. So I'm going to start the program, and let's see if it goes to the product. Okay, yeah, so it actually goes to the product. Now what I have to do is I have to add to cart, and then I should be ready to go. Before we continue this video, please look in the link in below to have access to the full courses on how to create your own bot on Supreme, Footlocker, or Footsite, Shopify, or even create your own AIO bot on desktop, Mac, or even on mobile. Or if you just want to buy the scripts, feel free to buy the scripts, and they're even cheaper. And the first 20 people or 5 people who use the code U22 will get $20 off on their order. Now let's get back to the video. Alright, so now that we have logged in our account, now we can add to cart and go to checkout. So simply, the product I'm going to test it on is I'm going to test on the PS5 controller. So normally you just load this link, but sometimes the Selenium doesn't work. So you actually have to type out the word and then look it up in the search bar. So I'll just see this time if it actually goes to the product. So again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna navigate to that certain product. So just simply copy paste this, and then you're gonna change the link to the product that you're going for. So I'll just copy this, go back, and then I'll replace it with my link, and I'll paste that. Okay, and then I'll see if it actually works. Probably not, but we'll see. So it loads up. Alright, so it loads it up, opens the browser, signs in, and then I want to load up my product. But for some reason, it does not load up the product. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to actually put our value, right, PS5 in here, and then look it up from that way. So again, we're gonna do the inspect from here, same way, inspect from that button. So inspect from the search bar, and we see that the ID is the tool search bot text box. Now we know the input, the ID, and check bar. So we know exactly how to do it this time. So this we can ignore that for now. Again, because we're logging in our account, there might be a delay, so we just want to add a delay just in case that something happens. And we're gonna we're gonna send values to the search bar, and then we're gonna write PS5. So the way I'm gonna do it, okay, so right here, I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it right here, under here, and then I need to find where it's located. So it's ID input, and it's an ID. Okay, so here it's ID. It's an ID, and then I'll paste here where the button is located. Of course, I need to change the name here, so I'll call it 3, and then 3 here, and then I'll write PS5 because normally that's where it'd be located, the PS5 controllers. And there you go. And then when we can go back to the page, we simply have to press on that search bar. So it's ID, nav, search, submit button. So again, same thing. Now we just need the click one, and then bada boom, right here, and then that's the ID input. So we have all the information we need. Okay, put it right here. So then when I'll look up PS5, so I'll do it a bit faster so I don't spend a lot of time on this. The item should be right here. So see what it says here. Normally you don't, when you're on this page, you can go to the URL. It's kind of weird, but if you really want to click by using this method, you can simply like do CRS SRC and then click where this is containing like this image, and then it'll click on this. Or I don't know, it's kind of weird, but Selenium now, if you're on this page, you're able to go directly to the link itself. So now we can finally use this, and we should be all set, and we should be on the product page, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna start the program, and let's see if it goes to the product. Okay, yeah, so it actually goes to the product. Now what I have to do is I have to add to cart, and then I should be ready to go. Alright, so now that we have added to cart the product, now we can simply click the button add to cart, of course. Again, it's pretty simple. Right click on the button, and then we see that it's the button add to cart. So the ID, and then the input, and then add to cart button. So pretty simple. We'll do the same thing over again. So again, because we're loading a link, we're going to add a delay over here, and then we're going to click our button to add to cart. I'm just going to use this as an example, and then we're going to go on the PS5 link. Alright, so it's add to cart, and it's an ID, so just click this, and it should go to checkout after. So I'll just run this and make sure it works. So let it load up. Okay, boom, 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 and then we click the checkout, and now it's gonna say okay, go to checkout. We have to click again another button, so again right click, and now we know it's proceed to retail checkout. So again, you just we can wait another second or we don't have to, but I think it's safer. And then here where you're going to proceed to checkout, so we know that here the name of the button, so it's name input, so we know we have to change it to ID to name. All right, and then we're so close to be done. Oh. And now proceed to checkout. And then when we proceed to checkout, so when we're on this page, just let it load up. It's gonna bring us to this page for some reason. And normally, because it's a different currency, I made it if it's a fake card. That's why it doesn't like it. But in our scenario, we'll just do again another click just to be on the safe side. So again, we're gonna have to click that certain button. So again, pretty simple, just use this again, and then we're gonna wait for another second, and we're gonna go and click that yes, that's our card that we want to use. So just continue, so name, input, and everything. So we're just gonna go here again, this button, and then we should be able to go to checkout. And then normally we have this page, which is pretty annoying. But I think we don't have to do anything for here. If there's this page that pulls up for some reason, we can detect it and see if it's there or not. We'll say no and see if there's any problem. And then here, this is our last response. That's like the last button we have to click. And that's passer la commande. Or I think because I'm in French right now, I have to change. I'll used to be on the safe side. A button, place your button order, because in English, just to make sure like if you're using it, it'll also be in English or any other language. I think this is the default writing, so I'll just use this. So class and then the other button. So again, use this, and then we're gonna wait again, and then I'm gonna put this button, and it's a class, so I'll just change the name to class, and now we should be all set for just going to add to cart and then going to checkout. Again, this is like very easy to make as a bot compared to other bots that are using request method, because this is like peanuts to what like my course with request method is. So again, I'm gonna check out. It seemed like it was loading for a bit, so that means like it's the delay time, you have to add it a bit longer. For some reason it was like just refreshing. But yeah, again, the Selenium way, like it's fast, but it's not that fast, you know. But you'll maybe get a PS5 with this program, but my courses, you'll definitely get the PS5. Let it load in. For some reason, it doesn't like this sort of card that I'm adding, but normally it does go all the way to checkout. For some reason, it's just loading. But if your card is matching the same currency that your country is, so if let's say you're in Canada and you're using a method payment that only pays in Canadian dollars, then you won't have this page. It's just because right now I'm using a card that is US, and I'm purchasing something on the Amazon.ca, so Canada. So that's why it's loading. So to be honest, this line of code of continuing, you don't need to, but in some scenario you do have to use it. But as of right now, you don't have to. Okay, and the thing is that I like to do is whenever I'm running like a program, I like to have like multiple browsers. So it's like multiple tasks. But to have multiple tasks, we have to start from here. Okay, and the reason why we want multiple tasks is to have multiple entries to buy multiple PS5. That's what we want at the end of the day. So basically what we need to do is, we're not going to do a while loop and call this function like 5 times. Like, okay, we're going to call this, do that function. Okay, call it again. We want to have to have 5 browsers run at the same time. We don't want to wait for a certain browser. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to call a function. And what we're going to do is we're going to call an integer, and we're going to call it a1. We're going to make it equal to 0, and then we're going to make a while loop. Okay? And then we're going to say, okay, so this is the number of tasks I want. So let's say I want 5 tasks, then I'll put 5. Okay? And then I'll put a1. And then here in my while loop, I'll just start this function. But the thing is, I wanted to make a thread system. A thread system means that you're running this function a certain time, but at the same time. Okay? What's the difference of putting just your function here? It'll just call your function, but the thing is, it'll call your function, wait for it to do all of this, and then it'll call it again. But we want this function to start 5 times, but it'll start this program at the same time, all at the same time. So for it, we need to it's called a thread system. So for us to make it a thread system, so var thread is equal to new thread. Okay, in the thread, the function that we want to call is Amazon. Alright, and then we want to start our thread, right? So thread dot start. And that's how we want to start it. And every time that it starts, to make sure that we have the right amount of tasks that we want, so I want 5, we have to update the A1. So every time it runs through, we keep adding 1, and then when it arrives to 5, then we know we want to stop to add browsers. And that's basically how you do it, our threading system. So it's going to pop up 5 browsers to get a certain item. Okay. The only problem now is that it might pop up 5 browsers, right? But it's very, very, I really suggest you guys to add proxies to your browser, because it's gonna load up the Amazon browser, and if you have like 100 tasks, your IP is probably gonna get banned. So try to have maybe 5 browsers open to try to get a product. But if you want to have like 100 tasks, then I really suggest you guys to add proxies. And to add proxies to Chrome driver, it's very simple. Simply what you're going to do is you're going to call var proxy is equal to new proxy parentheses, and then we're just calling the proxy, and then the proxy is going to be an HTTP. And HTTP is like the protocol of a certain website, so we have to tell what type of HTTP we want. So we want an HTTP proxy, okay? And then the proxy that we're going to be using, okay, is going to be from our list over here, okay? So it's going to be using the proxy from this list. So the format needs to be correct for it to the proxy to work. So we're going to call it proxy, and then we're going to call it proxies. That's what I called it. So proxies, okay, and then with the R, so it'll generate like a random proxy from your certain list, and that's how you call the proxy. And then you have to say, okay, Chrome options. So from here, you're gonna say Chrome options dot proxy is equal to proxy. As easy as that. That's how you add your proxy to the Chrome driver, and now you're set to use as many as Chrome driver as you want. Now, the thing is that what I was showing you guys is I'm only showing you guys for the PS5 controller, but we want the PS5 or graphics card. Okay, so if you go back and you go on the PS5, there's no add to card button. There's nothing. So we have to tell the program, okay, refresh the page every, let's say, 2 seconds so we don't get banned. And if there's add to cart, then run the program. But if there's no add to cart, we keep refreshing every 2 seconds, and then if it get restocked, then the add to cart is gonna pop up again, and then the program is gonna run without you even being to the computer, because Amazon, they don't use CAPTCHAs, so you don't even need to be at your computer. And for your computer to use less gigabyte RAM, I suggest you guys to hide the browser, the Chrome the browser. So how you do that is very simple. Simply what you're gonna do is you're just gonna say, okay, I think, what's it called? I think it's service 1, if I'm not mistaken. And then you're gonna call service. Oh no, sorry. It's all my fault. It's Chrome options, okay? And you're gonna say, okay, options dot add argument. Oh, I put a comma. Dot add argument. Okay, so we're just adding an argument. That's it. So add argument. And that's your argument. We want our browser to be headless, so we don't have to see our browser. Okay, but for the sake of this video, I want to show you guys exactly what the bot is doing. So I'm not going to be using this line code, but this is, I suggest you guys to use this so it doesn't use a lot of like RAM or power of your PC. And to know where your bot is located, I would suggest you guys to write console and then write where you guys are located, and then you can see what the bot is doing by reading the console and see where the bot is at. Okay, so we want to go for the PS5. Okay, so again, we're gonna copy this link, and we are going to go on. We just simply have to change this link, and that's where we want to go. The problem is that this is the section where we start add to cart, and it might not be available when we look for a certain product. So we need to do something before we do that. So there's a simple way to see if the object is in stock. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna do list. Okay, we're just gonna check if the product is in stock. So we're gonna even look for if the element itself is there on the page. If it's not, then we're just gonna keep refreshing till that certain element is there. Alright, so I'm gonna call element, okay, list 1 is equal to new list web element, and call that function, and then we're gonna say, okay, element list dot add range, and we're gonna look driver dot find elements. So we're gonna look for all the elements on that certain page by X path, and then we are going to look for that certain product, just to make sure if it's not there. So this is just checking if the product is there or not, and if it is there, then we are set to go. So if the element is there, then we can add to cart. So it's going to be looking for this certain button. So I'll just copy this. It's going to be looking for this certain product. And if it does find it, so if, okay, this element, so if this, it does find it, so if count, so if we do find this element and it's superior to 0, then we can, add to cart and everything, right? We can do all of this. But if it's not there, right, then Right, so I'll just make a while loop because I'll have to refresh at the same time. So while true, so this function is always going to go there. So while true, and then if it adds the cart and everything, so place your order. Then break means we want to quit the while loop, because if we're back in the while loop, it's just going to make this round and round, round and round. We don't want that, or else it's going to crash the bot. So we don't forget to add the break at the end. So if it does find it, then we put break. If it doesn't find it, then we need to refresh the page every 2 seconds. Okay? So what we're going to do is we need to add a delay, because we don't want to refresh every seconds. We want to refresh every, I don't know, let's say 4 seconds. And then we're going to check again if it's there or not. But we need to refresh the page. So how you do that is driver.navigate.refresh. What's the problem with this? Driver.navigate. Oh yeah, it's alright. So now we should be all set. Okay, it's gonna keep looking until we actually find this. And if we find this, then we go to checkout. And voila. Easy as that. Now we're just gonna test out the program. Oh, I added a bit too many tasks. I don't even know how many tasks I added. I'll add 2 browsers that's gonna be running, so they're gonna both use my the same account. So boom boom, we got 2 browsers. They're both connecting. Okay, PS5. Oh, it's not there. So yeah, it's still looking for the product, still refreshing, and when it'll be back in stock, then it'll add to cart, and then it'll go to checkout. You can do that for any product on Amazon, it'll all work. You can use it on Shopify, any other website, and it all will work. And I'm guarantee you that if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll put the project in the link in the description, so you can download directly the program and not have to recopy all the code. But if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment, and I'll try to answer as best as possible. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But before I go, please subscribe and like my videos so you guys can support this channel and for me to post more often. And I can make different videos on different sites. But yeah, you can use this script on Shopify, use the same method I did on Amazon and other websites. And I'll see you guys next time. And again, please subscribe and link this video. Peace. And last but not least, guys, there's one thing that you guys could do to make my day better is I'm just trying to bot SNKRS and nothing works. It's super hard to log in on SNKRS. If you don't know what's SNKRS, it's the top website to buy shoes, the most limited shoes that you could possibly think, the best shoes that's possible to get. It's basically a raffle, and then you enter the thing, and then you win, and you'll see if you win the shoes like within 5 minutes. But this site is almost impossible to bot. I tried doing Selenium like I did it right here, and I get denied because it detects me that I am a bot. That's why it says, oh, unable to connect to the server. And by looking, if you do inspect, and with my all courses of Shopify, Supreme, and Foot Locker, I'm able to see what's behind the network and see what's going on with the post request. And there's a lot of new bot securities with this site. There's Akamai, there's generating tokens, there's making sensor data. There's a lot of stuff that goes into bypassing all the securities in SNKRS, because there's custom headers that you have to create. And this kind of site is very hard, and it's almost impossible to bot. But I was able, and for you guys to help me out and trying to continue me making courses for you guys, this course on create your SNKRS bot with post requests, with all the techniques and all the bypass securities, I'll publish it for free on YouTube with no charge. But the only problem is that the guy that I might hire to show me how to create an SNKRS bot on C#, he wants a hefty amount of money, and that's $1,200. But I'll be contributing $200 of my own money to fund this course. And if you guys just, I don't know, add maybe $5 or $20 or even $100, that'd be amazing. Just simply click on the donate button, and you can donate $5, $20, $50, $200, just any amount, just to help support the community. I know the community wants to know how to create your own sneaker bot, and I'll try to, I really want to create this bot, but for my personal knowledge, I don't know how to create it because there's so many securities. So if you guys could just help me out, I know if everyone just in this video probably put $1 or even $2 or even $20, then it'd be amazing, and we could I could make the sneakers course for free on YouTube, so for anyone who can watch it. And I'll post every day how much we raised, and I hope we can reach the goal. And thank you guys, and please leave a like to the video if you guys can't donate, or leave a comment saying if you like the video or not, and please subscribe. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.